On June 19th of 1865, Major General Gordon Granger of the Union Army read federal orders in the city of Galveston, Texas, stating that all slaves in Texas were free. Nearly 80 years later, Mariana was born, and the effects of slavery could still be felt. Mariana was born in 1954 in Houston, Texas. This is the street she grew up in. She went to Robert E. Lee High School, and when she was in middle school, the schools were desegregated. This is her account of what happened.
When the integration first occurred, there were what they called busing, and there were white children that were bused to the black schools and black children that were bused to the white schools, and I had just happened to stay at my own school, but I remember thinking how scary it would have been either way to get bused like an hour away out of your comfort zone to another school and another race that you weren't used to being around.
Do you remember if any parents or instructors had any issue with the desegregation?
I'm sure they did. And what I don't remember were any teaching or informative sessions about this is what's happening, this is what this means or doesn't mean, or how you should act, how you shouldn't act, or they're the same, they're different. I don't remember anything, just they're here.
Do you recall any overt protesting?
No. I went to public school, and in elementary school it was segregated, and there were no black Americans in the school or the neighborhood. And people tended to have helpers that were not always black, but often black, like a housekeeper or somebody that mowed their lawn or serviced their car or was a waiter in a restaurant or something like that. And what I noticed about that was that those people were treated very nicely in terms of like courteous and that sort of thing, and people would give them things like clothing or items, but I didn't realize at that young age, that most of those people still had a subservient role. I do think that many of them had housing, but it was segregated in other neighborhoods and not as high of quality.
As you can see, even 90 years after slavery was abolished, Black Americans had a difficult time finding equal success as those who had not been enslaved, including in schools, in neighborhoods, and in career prospects due to the lasting effects of slavery.